Please note that today's meeting may be recorded and broadcast on the authority's website. Any person in view of a camera is, by virtue of attending, consented to being filmed and to the possible use of those images and sound recordings being used as outlined. We've started the recording. Thank you. Prynawn da, croeso, good afternoon and welcome to the Merthyr Tydfil County Borough Council full council meeting on Wednesday the 14th of January 2026. Before we begin today, it is with sadness that we learn about the passing of former Merthyr Tydfil Councillor Ray Thomas MBE. Ray served with the community with dedication and integrity for over 30 years, including as mayor and leader of the council. His work with the police authority and health board touched countless lives, and his commitment was rightly recognised when he was awarded an MBE in 2009. Beyond his official roles, Ray was a true friend to many and a passionate advocate for Merthyr Tydfil. Today we remember Ray with gratitude and affection, and our thoughts are with his family and friends. Ahead of a 1-minute silence, can I ask members to offer their memories of Ray, starting with the leader, Councillor Brent Carter, please.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. It is with great sadness and my sympathies, the Labour Group, and I'm sure everybody's sympathies here tonight with Marie, Vanessa, Byron and the grandchildren. Ray was a formidable character, I'm sure. Clive and Bill would probably have some more stories about Ray than I certainly would. I started in 2008 and Ray had been here for many years before me. To say he's taught me a few stories and told me a few tales was an understatement. Perhaps not many of them I can repeat here tonight. So that's it from me, Madam Mayor. I'll hand over to everybody else.
Thank you. Councillor Salmon, did you want to say a few words, please?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Like everybody else, I was saddened to hear of the passing of former Mayor, Councillor and Leader of the Council, Ray Thomas. Over the last 7 or 8 years, I had the privilege of meeting monthly as part of the Tracati Trust, and those meetings were always memorable. He had a wicked sense of humour and never failed to lighten the room with his good-natured quips, which were often aimed at independent councillors and the former independent administration, but always in a spirit of fun. Despite his sharp wit, Ray was courteous and respectful, a true gentleman who cared deeply about his community. His contribution and character will be fondly remembered by all who knew him. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Geraint Thomas, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Ray and my own mum were all sparring partners in the Dowlais ward. My own independent and Ray Labour. So there were many battles over the years. And it's funny how things work out in time. You know, I'm a good friend of Vanessa, and I spoke to Byron today, but he was cleaning the windows at the Anchor Inn. And Ray's grandson, Nathan, and my sons are best of friends. So, you know, we wish, you know, the deepest sympathies and condolences from the independent group to the family, and you know, we'll be there en masse for the funeral. So thank you, Madam Mayor.
Lovely, thank you, Councillor Thomas. And we're now going to move to a 1-minute silence. Can we all please stand, if possible, please, for the 1 minute?
Thank you.
Thank you to all members. Please be seated. Okay, we're going to continue now with the meeting. So, agenda item 1, apologies for absence.
Councillor Julia Jenkins, Chair.
Lovely, thank you very much. Anybody else know? Declarations of interest. Members are reminded of their personal... Sorry,
What we did for,
you're going to have to shout me. Sorry.
we did for you to finish the announcement of declarations over.
Oh, okay. Members are reminded of their personal responsibility to declare any personal and prejudicial interests in respect of matters contained in this agenda in accordance with the provisions of the Local Government and Finance Act 1992 relating to council tax, the Local Government Act 2000, Council's Constitution and the Members' Code of Conduct. Members are reminded that they must identify the item number and subject matter that their interest relates to and signify the nature of personal interest. And where members withdraw from a meeting as a consequence of this disclosure, a prejudicial interest, they must notify the chair when they leave. Councillor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm a member of the Pride Committee and declare a personal but non-prejudicial interest in item 7, but I have permission to speak and vote on the matter.
Okay, lovely, thank you. Please.
Item 7, very much the same as Councillor Jones. I am a member of the Pride Committee, but which is a personal interest, but it's not prejudicial, and I am able to speak and vote.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Councillor Vogt. Councillor Ian Thomas, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. With reference to item 6 on the agenda, community review under the Local Government Democracy Act 2013, I'm a member of Ionawr and Lewis Community Council, so I declare an interest.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Gillian Preston, please.
I declare an interest in item 6, the same as Ian Thomas.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else, please? Councillor Michelle Simmons, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I have an personal interest in item number 7. I'm chair of the Neighbourhood Watch, Ionawr and Lewis District, and hold events in Taff Bargoed Park.
Lovely, thank you very much. Is there anybody else, please? No? Okay, then we'll move on to agenda item 3 to 4, minutes of previous meetings. These items are to approve and enter into the record the draft minutes of meetings previously circulated to committee members with a request to confirm accuracy. Minutes being 1st of December 2025, Combined Governance and Audit Committee, Joint Scrutiny Committee, and minutes for the 3rd of December 2025 full council. Do we have a mover, please?
Madam Mayor, I'm happy to move with the following amendment on agenda item 4, the minutes of the meeting. It was given that Gareth Lewis apologies were given for the meeting, but it's not noted on there, so just need that changed. Happy to move everything else. Thanks.
Please, thank you. Thank you. And do we have a seconder, please?
Happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So we'll take to the vote.
Could all members in agreement with the recommendation subject to the amendment please raise their hands?
I see Councillor Geraint Thomas.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Councillor Thomas.
Before we proceed to the vote.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a question really on item number 59 in the minutes, the full council meeting, where there's a reference there to the monitoring officer confirmed response will be provided next week regarding the public question from the previous meeting. We haven't had anything as yet. Can we have an update?
The response was given and an updated set of minutes were sent round, Councillor Thomas.
Okay, all right, thank you. I haven't seen it, but I'll have a look. Thank you, Gareth.
Yeah.
Thank you. Councillor Clegg-Tubby, please.
Has he got a question? Was he trying to...
Sorry, I was voting, sorry.
Okay.
So are there any further questions on the minutes? No.
Right, then, so we'll take it to the vote then, please.
So could all councillors in agreement with the minutes, subject to that one amendment, please raise their hands? So if you could lower your hands, please. Could any councillor not in agreement with those minutes please raise their hands? And any councillor wishing to abstain, please raise their hands. Those minutes are carried, Chair.
Okay, lovely, thank you. And to agenda item 5, Adoption of Council Tax Reduction Scheme for the financial year 2026-27. To consider the report of the Director of Finance, Councillor Anna Williams-Price, could I invite you to address the Council, please?
Thank you. The adoption of the Council Tax Reduction Scheme, or CTRS, is a staple of the financial year and a requirement of Welsh Government regulations. Council must adopt a scheme by the 31st of January 2026 to ensure continued support for residents. The CTRS is essential in helping low-income households meet council tax obligations, reducing financial hardship and supporting vulnerable residents across Merthyr Tydfil. The recommendation is to maintain the same discretionary elements as previous years for consistency and cost control. The financial impact in 25-26 supported 5,795 households with expenditure of circa 7.8 million. In summary, the scheme ensures compliance with legislation and will continue vital support for those most in need. So I will move the recommendation at 2.1, the adoption of a council tax reduction scheme to commence in April 2026 under the requirements of the prescribed requirements regulations for the 26-27 financial year be approved.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder, please?
Happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Can we go to questions then, please? Any questions? No? Any comments then, please? No comments? Can we take to the vote then, please?
Okay, so could all councillors in agreement with the recommendation please raise their hands? Brilliant, thank you. If you could lower those, please. Could all councillors not in agreement with the recommendation please raise their hand? And any councillor wishing to abstain, if they could raise their hand, please. That's carried, Chair. Councillor Press, could you lower your hand, please? She's trying.
Okay.
My hand won't go off, sorry.
Okay. We move on to agenda item 6 then, please. Community review under the Local Government Democracy Wales Act 2013. To consider the report of the Director of Governance and Resources, Councillor Declan Salmon, can I invite you to address the Council, please?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Tonight's report, which has been written by Anne Taylor, follows on from the full Council meeting of 10th September 2025, where the terms of reference and the proposed timetable for the community review were agreed. A further report was presented to full Council on the 3rd of December 2025, outlining draft proposals for bedding on the Community Council. It was suggested that the second stage of the review, which involves inviting comments on the draft proposals, would be strengthened by visits to the areas concerned. A meeting was successfully arranged in Bedinnog, and while the local authority made efforts to organise a similar meeting in Llyn, this was not possible due to circumstances beyond its control. The purpose of tonight's report is to update the Council on the outcome of the second phase of the information conducted as part of the community review process and to present the final report for Council to consider. There are a couple of errors in the numbering of the recommendations, which I'm not going to highlight. I'm just going to read out the recommendations as they should be. 2.1, Council notes that there were no responses to the second phase of consultation. 2.2, the final report at Appendix 1 on the community review be approved. 2.3, subject to 2.2 above, the final report is made available for inspection and shared with mandatory consultees as required within the legislation. 2.4, if changes are requested within a period of 6 weeks, a further report will be brought back to full Council for consideration. And 2.5, if no changes are requested within the period of 6 weeks, the Principal Authority will by order implement the changes under Section 36 4 of the Local Government Democracy Wales Act 2013. So moved, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder, please?
Happy to second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. We'll go to questions then, please. No questions? Councillor Michelle Simmons, please.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to start. So in Declan's address then, with the report, it was a face-to-face was held at Bedlinog Community Centre, but despite council officers' efforts, there wasn't a face-to-face consultation held at Trelewis. Can I ask the reasons why? So I know you said that they're outside of council officers' control, but what were the reasons why, please?
Michelle, I believe the local authority tried to get in touch with the owners of the community centre in Trelewis, but there was no response received until it was too late.
And until it was too late?
Yeah.
Right, okay. That I want to phrase this correctly. So I know that I provided contact details for the community centre on the 8th of December, which was following our last council meeting. And obviously, for whatever reason, things hadn't progressed with Trelewis Community Centre, but there would have been an opportunity to hold it elsewhere. So why wasn't there any effort then for the community, for the consultation to be held elsewhere in Trelewis? Why was it just the one venue?
I don't think you gave that those. Did you mention that to Anne Taylor or maybe anyone else to organise it somewhere else? I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know if council officers were aware that maybe any other venue could have been used.
Okay. I do have a couple of other questions, if you don't mind. And I guess, Declan, if it's okay, if you're going to be answering these questions, I'll direct the question at you. Given that only one response was received during the draft phase, Trelewis residents then had no face-to-face engagement, and there were 0 responses in stage 2. How can this review be considered representative of the whole community?
I think, to be honest, you could look at all consultations we do as a local authority. For instance, I think I don't know if it's public knowledge yet, but the last consultation we did, which is in regards to the budget setting process, where we've got 60,000 residents in Merthyr Tydfil. I believe 1,400 people filled out that consultation. I believe, as former cabinet member, you'll be aware, how the difficulties in people answering consultations and getting involved in a process. I think as elected members, I think, to be honest, we're all full aware that even election times, the turnout for local elections is normally between 27 and at a push 32%. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but it is very, very difficult.
I do understand, and I completely get what you're trying to say as well, Declan, and I appreciate that, consultations, if residents don't understand what the consultation is on, that makes it even more difficult, which is why I said that face-to-face consultation for this part was going to be really, really important, and that was acknowledged in the last council meeting. But what I'm trying to say is, if there was a time frame that this consultation had to be done within, wouldn't there have been a deferment or an extension put on that if we're coming up to the Christmas period, so if Christmas was a factor and that was why the premises wasn't available, I don't know, but isn't that kind of given, there would have been a little bit of a leeway, a little bit of an extension on this? Because what happens now is that I'm being questioned because there was already a bias, and that's residents' perception. There was already a bias towards Bedlinog, and Bedlinog had their face-to-face, but now Trelewis hasn't. They haven't had that opportunity.
Yeah, I take your points on board. I'll bring in Anne on this, but I know there's, I don't think there's been anyone that's come back at all. Merthyr Valley's Homes put it on their Facebook site as well. I believe it's been shared by members of the Community Council on social media, but no one's come back. But I'll pass over to Anne, because Anne may be able to answer your questions.
Yes, yeah, we have struggled to get responses for the community review. We've when we visited Biddenloch Community Council, I did make a point, because I was struggling to get a response from Trelewis. I made a point of asking the residents who were there whether any of them were from Trelewis, and there were quite a few of them there, which I was pleased about, so I could have a conversation with them. What I would say is there's an additional 6 weeks where we publish this final report if it's approved. I'm still happy to go and visit Trelewis. Trelewis Community Centre was probably the best place, because what we thought was that's where the majority of the public would congregate. So I'm happy, if it's approved tonight, to still make a visit to Trelewis Community Centre and share with them what's been approved by Council. And if they have any concerns, then we can bring those back to Council. Before, as we said, we could bring that back to Council. If there's no concerns or they're happy with the draft proposals, then that'll be fine, and I'll just let members know. But if there are serious concerns, I'll bring it back, and then we can bring it back as a report and look at the recommendations again.
And that would be really appreciated, and thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Simmons. Any further questions, please? No? Any comments? Okay, we'll take it to the vote then, please.
With all councillors and Councillor Andrew Barry.
Councillor Andrew Barry, please.
Just a quick one. Would what's just happened there need to be in as a recommendation in the report, Chair?
So my understanding is that you are prepared to go and visit them during this 6 week period, isn't it, Anne?
Yes, I don't think it's the recommendation is that it's not a recommendation. It is out there for inspection again for the next 6 weeks, which is understandable. I will just pop along, and I've made my promise to you as councillors now. I don't think it needs to be a recommendation, but I've made my promise to you, and I'll do it. And I'll make sure that I contact Councillor Michelle Simmons, before I go down there. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Anne. We'll now take it to the vote.
So could all councillors in agreement with the recommendation please raise their hands? So if councillors could lower their hands, please. Any councillor not in agreement with the recommendation, please raise their hand. And any councillors wishing, Councillor Barry, thank you. And any councillors wishing to abstain, please raise their hands. I think that's carried, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to agenda item 7, Merthyr Tydfil County Borough Council Events Policy. To consider the report of the Chief Executive, Councillor Jamie Scruggan-Crane, invited to address the Council, please.
Thank you, Chair. Not going into detail, because I'm sure everyone will be very familiar by now with the events policy. What I would like to say, though, is, of course, thank you to the team for all the work that they've put in on the policy, to all the members who have been there as it's gone through scrutiny, the additional workshops that have been put on as well that everyone's attended, and all your contributions. I know I'm really thankful for that, and to get to the place where we are this evening. If I could just lead you to the recommendations then. The 2.1, with the Tydfil County Borough Council events policy attached, which is on page 33, appendix 1, be approved. And at 2.2, delegated authority be given to the head of generation, investment and housing for any future amendments to the events policy in consultation with the portfolio member be approved. I so move, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder, please?
Happy to second the recommendation, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Lewis. Can we take it to questions then, please?
No.
For questions, can we take it to comments then, please? Councillor Lee Davis, please.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. I'd just like to thank officers for listening and responding to the concerns raised during scrutiny and the workshop discussions, particularly in ensuring the policy remains proportionate for community and volunteer-led events. I'm really pleased to support this, and it's been good work all round. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Davis. So we take it to, oh, sorry, Councillor Geraint Thomas, please.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the team and everybody involved for, finalising this report. It's been a long time in the making, and we've got it over the line. Now it's time now to get some really big events onto some of the land that we've made available. Pandyfield, Carter Park, for example. So it's over to you guys now to make it happen.
Thank you. Any further comments? No? Take it to the vote then, please.
So could all councillors in agreement with the recommendation please raise their hands?
Monitoring officer.
Sorry, yes,
Monitoring
councillor.
officer, I'm going to raise my real hand because I've got a problem with Teams tonight, so I'm going to raise my...
Okay, I can see your real hand. Okay, thank you. Real hands. Yeah, thank you. If you could lower your hands, I think they're stuck, Matthew. There they go.
Thank you.
If could any councillor not in agreement please raise their hand, and any councillor wishing to abstain please raise their hand. That's carried, Chair.
Thank you. Okay, we've got the information reports only at agenda items 8 and 9. Agenda item 8, apprenticeships update 2025-26, and agenda item 9, healthy organisation strategy workforce strategy 24-26. Agenda items 10 and 11. Agenda item 10 to deal with any other urgent business or correspondent. There's none. Item 11 to receive communication from the Worship the Mayor. I have none. Agenda item 12, exempt. In order for the following to be considered in a private, it is suggested that the public be excluded from the meeting on the grounds that it involves the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined under the Part 4 Schedule 12A, Section 100A4 of the Local Government Act 1972. Do we have a mover, please?
Happy to move, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder, please?
Happy to move, Madam Mayor. Second, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
That's the vote, Chair.
So we'll take that to the vote then, please.
Everyone in agreement with moving section 100, please raise their hands. Thank you. Councillors, if you could lower your hands, please. Any councillor not in agreement, please raise their hand. Any councillor wishing to abstain, please raise their hand. That's carried, so we'll move into section 100.
Lovely, thank you. So meeting now moves to closed session. Yeah.